We've looked how to write a response, we've looked at how to set response status codes, and we've looked at headers a little bit, but we haven't really gone into explaining what they are and the order of which they should be set. So headers are metadata which gets sent back with the response, and it just helps the client understand that response. And so you can tell the client what kind of content they're receiving, what kind of or how long the length is of the response, and various other bits of information which can be used in a meaningful way by the client. And so in this one, we'll have a look at setting response headers and also a little look at the order in which things should be done. And so the lesson has a little bit of extra information in this one, and we'll cover some of it as the lesson progresses, but there's a bit here, just goes into a bit of detail of what HTTP headers, but it's pretty much, as I just explained there, it's extra metadata which the client can use in a meaningful way. Okay, so let's have a demo here. I've created a handler, and we're visiting a route called created. We're just mimicking creating a new resource on the server, like a new record. And then it's just going to write resource created. That is basically going to be the content. And so before we write that content, what we want to do is set some headers to let the client know what kind of content it is receiving. And so here we can say, we can use the writer. This is how you set headers. So first of all, writer header. This will give us back our header, which if we go and inspect that, is simply a map of key value pairs. So this header method will return as a header, and on that header, there are also methods for setting those key value pairs. So here we're going to set one called content type, and this will be text / plain, basically meaning plain text. I can also write the status code. Now this one can seem a little bit misleading because what we use is WriteHeader. As you can see, this is actually taking a status code, and what we're doing here is we are setting the status code on the response. And so off of the HTTP package, I can say status created, which will default to a 201. And on the subject of status codes, in my Build Your First Go app course, we build an API where we create resources, we delete resources, we update them, and they all use different status codes. And so you get to put some of this stuff to use in a real project. If you want to know more about that course, then I'll leave information in the description. And then we simply write this text. And as you can see, we've already added listen and serve. So this should work. Let's go and run main.go. And then in a separate terminal tab, I'm just going to do a post request to localhost 8080 created. Okay, and so as you see, we see the content, resource created, but we also see the content type, which we set ourselves, and we see the status, which is 201 created. Now, ordering is very important when it comes to setting headers and writing response content. And so there's a little bit of extra information here which you should have a look at. So status code and header ordering. If you don't call WriteHeader, then Go will automatically set the status or send back 200 OK. The first call that writes the response body sends the headers, meaning that once you've written the response body, you cannot then write the headers afterwards, meaning that once the headers are sent, they cannot be changed. Let's go and set another header, but we'll actually put this after the content has been written. So here I'm going to say header. We shall set a header. I'll just pick one of these most common ones here. Title. I'll just say some title. Stop the server, start it again. And then if we go and send this request again, if we look at the headers here, we don't see the one which we just set, title, some title, is not amongst the headers. But if I move this above where the response content and the status is written and set, and group it with where we set the other headers, i.e. before we write the response content. I'll stop the server, start it again, and if we send the request once more, as you can see, this time it is included with the headers. So very important to note there that the headers must be set before writing the response content. Okay, so here's a little challenge for you. Remove all the code that we've just written and basically have a go at this yourself. So start a HTTP server on port 8080, register a created route, set the content type header to text plain, set the status code to 201, meaning created, and then write a short response body. And then all you need to do, check that the status code is 201, check the response body appears correctly, and also check that any headers you've wrote also appear there. And so have a play around with it, move around where you set the headers, etc., and just experiment and see what happens. Sure you can do this, pause me now and give that a go. Okay, so like I say, let's do this completely from scratch, just to get used to doing it. Get your hands on the keyboard, type this stuff out. Don't just copy stuff from like ChatGPT or AI or stuff like that. Get used to actually writing the code, because when you go and do interviews and things like that, you'll often be required to do pair programming. And if you've not actually been typing the code yourself, you'll quickly get found out. Top tip there. Okay, handle func. So we want the pattern, and we said we're going to call this created. Then we want a handler, so we use an anonymous function. So you should have seen me do this quite a lot now, and you should have typed this quite a lot now, which means that mentally you're just getting used to naturally doing it without thinking. Okay, and then what do we want to do? Well, first of all, before we set the status, before we write a response, we want to set the headers. So header, that will return us a header, which under the hood is actually a map of string key value pairs. And then to set, we set a key. We're going to set content type, and this will be text plain. I often get those the wrong way around. Okay, next, WriteHeader. So this is actually just writing the status code. So the name can sometimes feel a little misleading to me, but I didn't invent it. Now remember, we can use those constants, so that's what I tend to do. Because therefore you can just look at this and know what it means without having to go and look up the code and figure out what the code actually means. And then we'll just say f print line. So for the format package, we need the writer and just some content. And don't forget, we need to listen and serve this. HTTP listen and serve. The address in our case, we just need the port, and so that will default to localhost 8080. And then we're not using any custom handlers, but it is something we're going to do in the future. Next steps, stop this running, start it again. And then let's just go and make that request to the created endpoint. And as you can see, we see our content type text plain. We see we've got the correct status code, and we see that the content is correct. So hopefully you had a go at that, and hopefully all this stuff's starting to sink in now. And once you've grasped these basics and you've done them a few times, then when we go on to the more advanced stuff, it all just feels a lot easier having those basics under your belt. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Give the video a like. Make sure you subscribed if you want YouTube to show you more Go Bytes. And if you want to practice a lot of this stuff in a real project, don't forget, check out my Build Your First Go App course, where you can get to put all this to good use. I'll see you in the next one.